So yesterday, Marjorie Taylor Greene introduced, I guess you would call it, her articles of impeachment against President Joe Biden, and it literally was a matter of seconds before her little speech went completely off the rails. So without further ado, folks, here is Marjorie Taylor Greene going off on just quite possibly everything under the sun. Take a look.
I've introduced articles of impeachment on President Joe Biden. The reason why I've done so is for his disgraceful actions having to do with Afghanistan, abandoning Americans, arming and terrorist nation, the Taliban, which is treason, giving aid and comfort to our enemies. But also, I've also introduced articles of impeachment for the national security crisis created at our southern border, which today is actually being invaded. But heading into this week, perhaps the most evil and disgusting thing that is going to happen in this 117th Congress is the bill that's going to be introduced that makes it a federal law to allow abortion up until the day of birth. This wall says, "In God we trust." And if that is the case, then this Congress will reject this evil bill and protect the innocent unborn. If this nation becomes a nation where we have such a federal law that can kill a baby up until the day of birth, then God will no longer provide protection in His grace over America. Thank you. I yield the remainder of my time.
Members are reminded to refrain from engaging in personalities towards the president. For what
I'm not even quite sure where to start in dissecting her argument here. So I'm going to go back to the beginning, okay? Giving aid and comfort to America's enemies. How? Biden did not tell the Taliban to take over Afghanistan. He did not give them those weapons. They seized the weapons after the weapons had been left behind, but that's not illegal. And mostly because it wasn't actually even the United States that left those weapons behind. That was the Afghan military and government that left that behind. So swing and a miss there, Marjorie. Nothing else you mentioned, by the way, in there could even be considered a crime. So your articles of impeachment are basically dead on arrival at this point. But then you went weird, right? You went off on this crazy, wild tangent saying that Democrats are about to unveil an abortion bill that allows for parents to kill a baby up until the moment it's born. That's not a thing, folks. Hell, even Roe versus Wade doesn't even allow for that. Basically, Roe versus Wade, and of course another Planned Parenthood Supreme Court victory, allows for states to actually put restrictions on abortion basically up to the end of the second trimester. Okay, that's when, at that point, the fetus is termed viable in most instances, and you cannot abort a viable fetus even under Roe versus Wade and the Planned Parenthood Supreme Court victory. So there's never been, since Roe versus Wade, laws that say, oh, you're due tomorrow, but if you want to kill it, go ahead. No, that's not a thing that has ever happened. Democrats have not ever proposed a law to suggest this. Hell, even Donald Trump tried to say that Joe Biden wanted to be able to abort fetuses up until the time of their birth. In fact, I think one time he even said after they're born. But this is not a thing. This is not a piece of that Democratic legislation that could be coming down the pipeline. But here Marjorie Taylor Greene is, lying in front of Congress, making things up, sounding like a complete nut job. And I love how at the end of that clip, you know, the person in charge is like, yeah, could you not, I mean, I know they wanted to say like, yeah, could you just not be crazy for 5 seconds here? You're violating the terms here. Please refrain from attacking the president personally. I mean, absolutely just everybody is clearly sick and tired of Marjorie Taylor Greene. They're sick and tired of her stupid behavior, her infantile behavior, and that claim that God is no longer protecting this chamber. Okay. Not even quite sure what that means. Do you think God is out there with his hands over the Capitol saying, oh no, I've got you, but oh no, now I don't got. Yeah, Marjorie Taylor Greene really is just trying to outdo herself every single time she gets in front of a microphone. And if Republicans had enough good sense, they would be primarying her immediately, trying to get this embarrassment out of the House of Representatives. If you can't get enough Ring of Fire, we encourage everyone to subscribe to our channel for fresh video content 7 days a week. And for even more from me, you can follow me on all social media outlets, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram @FairandBalanced.